The only constant in life is change. Growing up as a kid in the 90s, early 2000s, if you wore a short sleeve shirt where the sleeve was above your elbow, you would get destroyed in school. Now the opposite is true. We get so used to the normal that we know now, and all of a sudden, a new normal is born. With the Vikings, this offseason, we experienced change with a new GM, a new head coach. The roster relatively remained the same in terms of veteran big names minus Anthony Barr. I believe after this year, 2022, change is imminent with this roster, primarily because the Vikings, they need to get ready for future cap space for the likes of Justin Jefferson. I'll start with Adam Thielen. This year, he'll be 32. The last 3 years, he's missed 11 games. The next 2 years, he has over a $41 million combined cap hit. I think next offseason, Thielen is going to be a post-June 1st cut. Next is Harrison Smith, the hitman himself. He, along with Antoine Winfield, are the two greatest Vikings defensive backs that I have ever seen. It's hard not to imagine him being the captain of the Vikings secondary, but he's 33. This year, he has a $7.4 million cap hit. After that, 19, 22. That's not going to happen. This is probably going to hit me the hardest because he's one of my favorite players. I have his jersey, and he's not a hype man. I don't think I've heard Harrison Hitman Smith talk one time. No bullshit. He's not a hype man. He puts all of his energy into his play. Harrison Smith is the guy that shows up at the gym at 5 a.m. You know the difference between the early morning crowd or the afternoon and the evening crowd where they show up, they're trying to be seen, they're trying to put on a show, whereas the morning workout crowd, they're just all business. Eric Kendricks, best Vikings linebacker of my generation. Depending on how well Brian Asamoah plays, he could be Kendricks' replacement. Now, they could let him play out the final year of his contract next year, 2023. He has an $11.43 million cap hit, although more likely than not, I think he gets released because he has less than a $2 million dead cap hit. If so, I think next year he plays in a different jersey. Lastly, Dalvin Cook, not because of age, next year he'll be 28, but because of the price. $43 million cap hit combined over the next 3 years. And not just that, but also because of the position. Running backs, they get screwed the most in this league. I hate to see it. It's why if my son decides that he wants to play football, which selfishly I hope he doesn't at all, just because by chance, if you are going to go pro in any sport, damn it, go Major League Baseball or the NBA. Just because the money that you see in the contract that you sign is the money that you actually get paid. Not like the NFL and the bullshit they pull. Oh, well, if you wipe your ass twice by May 13th, you'll get a workout bonus, but only if we decide that you're going to be on the roster by March 1st, in which case, if we cut you, you get nothing at all. It's a bunch of bullshit, but if you are going to play football, play any position other than running back, because at least wide receiver or tight end, they take high impact hits from time to time, but for the most part, it's low impact. Dudes are trying to simply bring them down, whereas running backs, it's high impact hits all the time. Outside of screen passes or outlet passes, these dudes, every snap, running backs, they're clashing nonstop with Tonka trucks. And not only that, but at running back, the cliff comes before you know it. You remember how great Todd Gurley was? Number 1 pick in fantasy football for a couple of years. And then poof, that was it. Dalvin Cook, he is an expensive player, a talented player, but an expensive player at a position that has evolved into a timeshare of running back by committees. I think this will also be his last year in Minnesota. I think moving forward, starting in 2023, the leaders that you have on offense will be Justin Jefferson and Brian O'Neill. On defense, Danielle Hunter. And after that, who the fuck knows? It'll be interesting to see. Next video will be tomorrow. We'll see you then.